All right, welcome everybody. We are so excited because today I get the absolute pleasure, as well as you, to hear from one of our newer agents, becoming one of my favorite agents, Mr. Kenny Watson. Welcome,
thanks,
Kenny.
Mark. Thank you.
How's it going?
It's great. Actually, crazy busy start to the year, so I'm happy.
That's good news, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great news that it's busy.
Definitely.
So today I want everyone to have a chance to get to know Kenny. We love to feature our agents, and especially when they're new to us. But Kenny's not new to the market. He's been around a long time, or at least a decent enough time.
A few years, yeah.
You know, you're not totally brand new. But if we can just start off, let's just kind of get into it, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
So what first inspired you to become a real estate professional, a real estate agent?
So, good question. It's kind of a twofold deal how I got started in real estate. Essentially, I ended up buying my first condo like on a whim, almost. Just happened that I ran into a friend that was selling a bunch of condos. So down the line, when it came time to sell that, I had another friend help me out, and I realized very quickly, like my plan was kind of to get into investments, hopefully have a couple properties. But I realized real quick that you can make a lot of money in real estate. And so I started to pursue that route kind of under some direction from a friend and just seeing, what I could do with it myself, both for myself and then also for helping other people. The other thing really that kind of motivated me, real estate makes more sense to me than things like the stock market or
Sure.
What is it, money trading or things
day,
like that.
Day trading. Exactly.
The other thing was my mom really, because when I first moved off to college and stuff, she talked to me a couple times about buying a townhouse or like something where, college kids are going to rent and
Sure,
everything.
of course.
And so she had some of those goals kind of in mind, not something that she ever did anything with really, but I know she was kind of in talks and didn't get past the talking stage, which it's exciting, but at the same time, a little frustrating thinking like, oh, if you look back 10 years or 20 years, you're like, wow, I could have bought so many properties and would have been a life changer, right?
They say, hindsight, right? In fact, I had a similar experience. My parents owned some property, and I had the chance to buy a couple of them, and probably for a really good deal. And, when you're younger, you just, I don't know, scarier. It was, I should have. I don't know why I didn't, but I'm mad at myself for it. But, oh, well.
Yeah. No, I talk to people even still that are like, one of the biggest ones I've heard is, oh, I wish I'd never sold that. Especially with property. It's like, yeah, it's still appreciating. There's gains and there's unrealized gains. So you've got differences there. But the other one I hear often is, man, I should have bought 2 of them back then. Or, I wish I would have gone back and bought 10.
Absolutely. I had a friend of mine, John, he always says, if you can buy 1, you can buy 10. But again, it's that's why you're here to tell people how that's, because most people, even my age, still how you do that, So, so how's it been being a real estate agent? Like, what do you enjoy most about it?
There's a lot. I have fun both watching people grow. A lot of it, first time home buyers. It's exciting to help them get into something because they're changing their life day one. It's like you go from renting to buying, and now you're managing your own asset.
Sure.
Like that's a game changer. I was actually listening to a podcast, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he says that the difference between a renter or the net worth of a renter versus a homeowner is 40 times.
Wow, that high.
So, yeah, it's significant. He says the specific numbers are the average net worth of a renter is $10,000, and the average net worth of a homeowner is $400,000.
Golly.
So that's a pretty significant difference.
Sure.
And people just don't know how big of a difference it will make because it's not, again, it's maybe an unrealized gain for the first decade or two or unless you do sell, but it opens you up for the long term. So that part's exciting. And then it's exciting to see, I've got one friend right now who is looking to buy his second house, and now all of a sudden he's building a portfolio. And so it's like, you're adding assets to something. It's another way to supplement your retirement or to create your retirement because that's what we've got to do.
Absolutely. Oh, I forgot who said it, but 80% of all the millionaires in the world did so through real estate, at least part of it. Can you remember when you closed your first deal?
Yeah, the first deal that I closed, this is kind of a twofold one again, but my friend actually that helped me sell the first condo I owned, I ended up coming into the market as an agent later, and I helped him sell a house that he had worked on for a long time. He turned a few $100,000 into nearly a $1 million house in Mill Creek.
Oh, wow.
And that was the first one that I sold. So it was great because a good friend of mine, helped both. He worked for me at one point, and then I kind of worked for him selling
awesome.
his house, but he helped at the same time, like guide me through the process. This is the first one. So it was a lot to take on, but that was really good. The other first one too, I would say, kind of first on my own, was a little lady in Orem. She was a teacher and just kind of moving on in her life. But it was great too to like kind of take those steps on my own, not have to be handheld the whole way.
Babysat or handheld.
Yeah, exactly. So that one is super fun and exciting as well. It kind of like launched my career on my own because I was doing it full time at that point. So that was a really exciting point. It was a life-changing point for me.
All right, next question. And this is probably the big one, at least for me. I know all the viewers out there, they're going to want to know this one. What sets you apart as a real estate professional? Like, why should people choose you as their realtor?
So as far as what sets me apart from other realtors, I've thought a lot about this question, and it really comes down to like, I don't go less than 100%. So you might have some sellers that, they just want to, some listing agents or sales agents that want to just list your home on the market and let it sell itself.
I mean, that happens a lot, believe it. And I'm not knocking the real estate profession here, but that happens a lot. I mean, you're dealing with a potential client right now that, they went through 2 real estate agents that just kind of, what is it, set it and forget it,
Exactly, yeah.
When we're going to talk about that later with the brand and stuff. But anyway, keep going. My apologies for interrupting.
No, you're good. I just can't, I can't do less than 100%. And that's what I give every client, whether it's a friend or family member, like somebody that I've known for years and cherish, or it's somebody that was either referred to me or I end up finding on my own. I don't plan on sitting back. Like, I don't expect it to be an easy thing.
Sure.
When I'm going to work for you, like I want to have a relationship years down the line.
Yes.
And so I'm not planning to go in it.
All right. What's one or your best advice you would give a first-time home buyer?
For first-time home buyers, the best thing I would say is just go for it. Don't wait. The market's always going to change, but now is a really good time to buy. I mean, essentially, especially in Utah, it's like if you're buying in Utah and you could hold on to a property for 5 years, then do it now. Like, why would you wait? Most first-time home buyers, I hear often like, oh, well, I want the rates to change, or I want to save a little bit more.
What are the top reasons that first-time home buyers wait? Why do they wait? Is it like, rates are going to come down eventually?
Yeah, that's one reason. Like, home buyers are wanting to wait for rates to come down, which, when rates come down, prices go up. But the reality is rates are going to change every day, right? Mm-hmm. They'll either change every day, or you might have one year where rates are really low and another where rates are really high. So they might look at that and say, I'm going to wait for the rates to come down. Really, there's different ways to get better rates, but also get the price of today. If you're waiting for the perfect rate, then you're going to be priced out because of the sales price alone. So that's going to change. The other one I hear commonly from first-time home buyers is that they're trying to save more, which is great. But if you're trying to work, you're making 60 or 75,000, 100,000 a year, and you think you're going to outsave an asset that's 500,000 or 600,000 and growing.
Like the growth of the equity outgrows the growth of the savings. Yes. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. If you're starting at zero savings, which I don't want you to go and buy a house with zero money in the account.
Of course.
It is possible. You can do zero down. You could do very little down. There's both grants and other ways around that. But to say that you're going to save faster than the growth of a house.
Depreciation. The growth.
Depreciation, yes. It's pretty unrealistic for 99% of people, which it's not a bad goal to have. But there are other things I would say let's do first or look at first. Some need to pay off debt or improve their credit. Those are good things to do. But it also could be some steps along the way that you're doing while you're looking at it, or come up with a quick plan to say like, hey, I'll talk to a lender and we'll work on credit or debt at the same time as we're starting the process. So the biggest thing is in Utah, especially the year over year appreciation averages to about 8%.
Okay.
Which is pretty significant. At 500,000, that's 40,000 that's going to appreciate this year.
That's a lot.
And it might not always work out that way.
And most people don't save 40 grand a year.
Exactly.
You know, even if you make good money, I know people that don't save 40 grand a year. And so why don't more people know about this? Like first time home buyers, when you share it with them, is it just no one's told them or they haven't asked or I mean, because you think if someone would hear that or know that they would instantly, well, let's go do the house, right?
Yeah.
Or is it just a fear? It's like, okay, now I got to really buy the house. Or all.
It could be. I mean, who doesn't have commitment issues? Like people get divorced more often than they buy houses. I'm like, I don't know why.
Commitment issues, obviously,
yeah, exactly.
right? That's the commitment issues.
So,
honey, I love you. You're my favorite forever. You're getting me into trouble here. No,
we're not talking Mark specific. Just
not Mark specific. This is not me specific. I love my wife, and you know. By the way, have you seen those memes where this is, I don't know if they'll make the blooper reel, but where the lady will be filming, her husband will be just kind of in the background, and she's like, "Yeah, me and my current husband are something." And he's like, "Wait, current husband?" Yeah, that's
yeah.
My wife always introduces me as her first husband. I'm like,
or the ones where they're like, "Oh, this is my ex-girlfriend."
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be really intimidating. I mean, you're locking yourself up in a contract for 30 years, right? Which I was actually, same podcast I was listening to this morning. Crazy how these things work out. He was addressing that oftentimes it's easier to sell your house than it is to get out of a lease agreement. And he's like, you could sell it faster typically than it would take the time to get out of an agreement with rents. So not to say that's a reason, but it's quite easy to sell a house. Same as it is pretty easy to buy a house.
Sure.
There's a few hoops to jump through overall, a little bit more than buying a car perhaps, but yeah.
It's become easier, right?
Yeah, it's become easier.
So you did mention there are zero down or little money down programs out there for first-time home buyers?
There's some great programs for first-time home buyers. Some of those are through Utah Housing Corp, where you can do zero money down. There's others I've talked with builders that offer a 3.5% grant towards your first house, and it's a zero down program. So they'll grant you that money so you don't have to come out of pocket. And then as long as you make the payment on time every month for 5 years, they'll forgive the grant entirely.
Really?
So it's a free 3.5%. I'm like, that's pretty good. Like they incentivize first-time home buyers. So that's a great opportunity as well.
And I know builders need to sell houses, right? But I have heard, correct me if I'm wrong, that for a first-time home buyer, buying a brand new builder, whatever home can actually be more beneficial because of those programs than buying an older fixer-upper home.
Definitely. So there are those programs. The Utah Housing Grant will grant, I believe it's $20,000 currently, towards a new home purchase, as long as the purchase price is $450,000 or less.
Okay.
So that's a great option, especially when you're looking at starter homes.
I mean, for a first-time home buyer, $450,000. I mean, I know Utah has a high price, especially Utah County, but you can get into a home for $450,000 still, right?
Yeah, there's a few
or below $450,000.
Yeah, $450,000 or below. Not as many single families, but townhomes, great starter point. Something to grow into too, or to grow out of. But there's some great townhomes, as well as townhomes make a great investment. So if your first time house is a townhouse, then I would use that to kind of leapfrog or piggyback off that into your single family down the line and turn that one into your first investment.
See, my wife and I, our first home was a townhome, and we moved out on it. We didn't lose any money. We didn't make any money, but we were going to keep it, but we just didn't. So all the first-time home buyers out there, listen to the wise man here. I'm serious. Like if unless you just have to have the equity.
Yes.
Like when we moved out of our last house into this one, we had a lot of equity, a lot of appreciation, and that made it possible for us to, get into the home we're in.
Yes.
But that townhome, I should have kept it as a rental because now most of them are rental units.
Yeah, they're
and
probably
that's another one of those I kick myself about. But oh well.
Mostly rental units, and it would be cash flowing for you as well right now. Either that or it's easily doubled in appreciation maybe 3 or 4 times its original value that you purchased at.
All right, next question. What is the most common mistake home sellers make? How can they avoid it? And most importantly, how do you help them avoid it? What do you do? Why the Kenny the Great? How does he help people avoid these mistakes?
So the most common issue I see sellers run into is overpricing their house. Bottom line, all the time it happens. And I've watched a few friends now go through the same process. They'll overprice the house because agent B, who is a inferior agent, I'll say confidently.
It's okay to say there are inferior agents. It's in every industry we have them, but
Yes.
it's why it sets people like you apart, though.
Definitely.
Truly.
I mean, it helps me look a little better. I could use all the help I can get. But with the other agents, when they overprice their house, I'm like, okay, the first question I have is how desperate are they to take a listing? Because sure, it sounds better if I can tell you you're going to sell your $500,000 house for $800,000.
Just overprice
awesome.
it to get the listing, right?
Yes,
Just
exactly.
or give an inflated value. But I mean, how do you give an inflated value if you have to have an MLS report or a comps report? I guess it can still be done.
Some of the people that pull comps, I mean, I've seen them from not even the same city, not even they're comparing a single family to like a condo, all these things. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, where did you get this from?
He doesn't do that. Just so you know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
just so you know, we're gonna go target location. Really, overpricing the home, you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot in the long run. So
I was gonna say what, and I know the answer to this, I think, but for our viewers, what is the problem with? I mean, if you overprice the home, why is that bad? Because every seller out there right now, I know, well, I want the most amount of money for my house, and what if we could sell it for that? I mean, chances are, percentage-wise, very slim that they're going to sell it for the overprice, right? Maybe
Yes.
back in the, was it years ago when every house sold it for overprice, but
Yes.
right now, what damage is done?
So the normal market, which we have today, it's a balanced market between buyers and sellers. When you overprice your home, there's a few things that come of it. Number one, you're pricing potential buyers, qualified buyers, out of being able to view your property. So that's number one. You're bringing less buyers to your property that you're trying to sell. The other issue is it's going to sit on the market for months at a time. And when it sits for so long, it kind of becomes an eyesore on the market because a lot of people have seen it. So it is possible still to get that much, and perhaps, it could have been the right price and just not the right buyers. But I have seen it too when a home is either overpriced or not priced for the right timing of the market. But I can relist the home at the same price and sell it for the same price. And so some of that's going to be marketing. If it's priced just too high and we know it, you're just doing yourself the disservice of not having all the qualified buyers come to your home. So that would be one thing. The other is, realistically, your home is going to sell for what it's actually worth and not what you think it's worth. So sometimes there are discrepancies there, and sometimes sellers are very realistic, and they're not just shooting for all the dreams and hopes in the world, but they can be very realistic of what the market calls for. Either way, you're either going to overprice it and have to come down month after month after month till you get there, or if you price it right the first time, which is what I like to do, I'm honest with you about what the price would realistically sell for, is pricing it right to bring as many buyers as we can. And if done well enough, or if you're aggressive enough on that, then I want to bring multiple offers as well. So one offer is great, but 2 or 3 is going to be better, right?
Of course.
Then we can potentially have people compete. And even when we start low, if they're competing for it, it's again going to sell for market value.
Yeah, but you're right, and a home's going to sell for what it's worth, what someone's willing to pay for it. And I know that's one thing you do is, but you take into account what the market is, and if it's super hot or super slow. I mean, that does play a part in pricing, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And there are different ways of going about it. The market is another one where in 2021, where it doesn't matter what you priced at, you're going to have offers day one, unless you're that unrealistic. But that wasn't really an issue because people all of a sudden started getting these exorbitant amounts for their homes. So, yeah, if it's a hot market for sellers, then we can price it aggressively at a higher price. If it's hot for buyers, we might have to get more aggressive just to bring more buyers to the table.
just to get in front of more eyeballs. Right?
Exactly.
I mean, but also think about most people have a mortgage, right? So if you price it wrong, you miss that initial newness to the market, but think of the interest you pay on the loan still, not selling it. But once a home has been seen, you're right, by the public, and then you're like, oh, price reduced. Now it's like, why is the price reduced? I mean, you're overpriced to begin with, but price reduced is not like I don't want to sign out in my yard. This is price reduced. All that means is you can't sell it or something's wrong with it, right? You missed that window, and it's hard to resell a lower price to people the second time than it is just to show the house for what it's worth the first time.
Yeah.
Right. And so
there are ways and strategies of doing price adjustments that are right. But to be honest, to give one indication, if you take a $700,000 price and drop it $10,000, that's not the right way to go about it.
Sure.
Because somebody that would have paid $690 for your home would have considered the same home at $700.
Yeah.
That $10,000 isn't bringing anyone new to the table.
Yeah.
So that's not really the way to go about it. But there are other ways that I've worked with sellers on as well.
So buying a house is scary. I think most people would agree. I mean, I know how old I am, and if my wife and I had to go buy another house right now, it would be, it's a big decision, right? What do you do to help a nervous buyer feel confident, comfortable in buying their next home? First-time home buyers especially, you kind of mentioned that, but any buyer, what do you do?
So when somebody's nervous about either buying their first home or selling a home and making a move, really it comes down to, like anything, breaking up a huge project or task into smaller steps. And that's the thing I try to focus on with everybody. It's like, hey, we're doing this big thing because at the end of the day, a $500,000 or $800,000 million purchase, that's a big thing. And so we've got to take it one step at a time. It's not like we're going to go put $1 million down on something today, but we want to go through everything just one at a time, get a realistic expectation as far as what we're looking at, and make sure that we're looking at the right price point and something that's going to fit your budget. So there's a few factors to be taken into consideration, but I don't want to look at the end result when that's the whole big thing, because it takes several steps to get there. So the best route is to just go one or two steps at a time.
What trends are you seeing in the market right now?
There's a few trends I'm seeing. When it comes to listing, there's a phrase, and I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. They say, like, this home has it all or something. It's like, we're looking at a $500,000 home. I'm sure it doesn't have it all.
Doesn't have it all.
Why are we going to start with that?
I mean, that's all perspective, right? But yes. But you're right. It doesn't have it all.
No home has it all. Sure, you could spend $5 or $10 million and get close to it, but I'm sure there's going to be something you're like, oh, I would change that. The big thing right now I'm noticing in 2026 is we're taking off. I'm seeing a lot of homes get listed and go under contract within days. And so we haven't seen this for the last couple years, not as much, especially last year. The market slowed down a lot. And I think a lot of people are kind of recovering from that. And so homes are starting to sell really fast. But when you have the right home at the right price, we're going to have a lot of attention on that. And so if you're a buyer looking and your expectations are way up here, then we've got to make sure we're aware of the competition that we're dealing with.
Of course. Yeah.
If you're a buyer in the 500 to 700 range, that's where the majority of buyers are going to be. So we'd want to address those things. I saw one I was looking for myself. This house came on the market, I think 2 days ago. I went to schedule a showing yesterday, and it said this home is currently under contract. Wow. It's like, this is...
Do you think we're headed back to another 2000 or 2021 type of a market where, people are literally auctioning off the house outside the front yard?
So
hopefully
it is heating up. We're not going to get that crazy on it, but there are houses, when you have the right house and it shows the right way, then you'll have multiple offers on it. It's common in any market.
Of course.
So prepping the house is one thing, getting ready to sell, and then pricing it right is the other. When it's priced right, then you'll have multiple offers on it, or you'll get the right offer that you're happy with day one, and you'll go under contract. If you're on the buying end and you make the right offer to a seller, whether they just listed the home or it's been listed for 3 to 6 months, you still have to make the right offer, where if you're not under contract from that, the ideal next hope would be to be in negotiation.
Okay.
So yeah, 2026 is definitely
Is it year of the
big
seller or
difference.
year of the buyer? Which one would you say we're in? If you had to go, there's Chinese New Year and now there's real estate New Year.
So we are still in a very balanced market, balance between buyers and sellers, but I'm seeing it shift more now from the buyers that it was in 2025 to more of a seller's market. And so I think, yeah, with that, we're seeing homes start to move faster. And I think as the year goes on and rates I expect are going to come down more than where we're at. We're right at 6.1 right now with no buy downs.
Which, by the way, is a decent rate.
Yes.
I mean, if you consider like the long term, we're gonna have another conversation. I want to talk just about rates one day, just about rates. Years and years ago, I used to do investment property mortgages for people buying investment properties like duplexes or anything under 4 units, right?
Yeah.
Still single family or not commercial. And I remember, this one client, he's like, what's my rate? And it was like 7.5. He's like, great. And I thought it was high. And he goes, do you know the difference between 7 and 7.5 over the long term for me on an investment property considering appreciation? It's like, why are people worried about it?
Yeah.
So we're going to have that discussion one day. But speaking of which, you're talking about marketing, moving homes. What made you join the Century 21 brand, the Your Home Real Estate Century 21 brand? What does that bring to the table for you as an agent?
So great question. When I was looking at different brokerages, I was at another one before, and they had a great way of doing business. The limitation really was one way of doing business. And so I figured, without knowing a lot, like I'm still learning, I hope to always learn something.
Mhm.
But the goal was to learn more ways of doing business. And that's what kind of sparked the interest of looking at different brokerages. And when I came to Century 21 Your Home and met with Tanya initially, something just felt right about it. I can't say more than that, but it's that gut feeling you get.
We have a special pheromone, a little plug-in, that just it's called something feels right.
Something feels right. Yeah. You can't get those Glade plugins in the store.
By the way, that's not true. It was a good feeling for a reason.
No, I felt good after meeting with Tanya. It was very no pressure meeting. She said, at the end of it, she's like, if it's something you decide to go with, we would love to have you.
Mm-hmm.
And I had other brokers at the same time that were kind of hounding me almost with phone calls or texts saying, hey, when do you want to join? Or when can we meet again? Or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it came down to I couldn't ignore the feeling like this is where I'm supposed to be. And I'm learning a lot. Still, the hope is to learn and grow over the next few years and provide a better service for my clients at the same time.
Sure. No, in fact, for most of you that don't know, Century 21 and Compass just partnered, just joined forces, right? And they're launching a whole new technology. That's what Compass brings to the table. Phenomenal company. But now, I love being part of one of the biggest, if not the biggest, real estate franchise in the world. And it's interesting how you can be so big and we're still growing. And this isn't a plug for other agents out there, but the tools that we have and the tools that are coming down the pipeline, make it so when you walk into a listing, and me obviously part of this, we want to make sure that you're the last real estate agent they ever talk to. You know what I mean? And I think the brand brings that. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it makes it easy to give that top tier service to clients, as well as, I'm looking for ways to find more clients. I think they can benefit from what I have to offer. And I would rather give somebody the confidence, where they can rest assured, like I'm looking out for their best interest at the end of the day.
What is your favorite part about showing a home?
Showing homes, I think, is interesting. I like walking through homes myself and kind of seeing
I love walking through
what
homes.
they have to offer.
My wife and I, we walking through homes and walking through campers. I don't know why. You have no intention of buying it, but you just want to see how other people live, I think,
Yeah.
But,
you're getting into the depths of their personal life. It's like not very often that you go to somebody else's house and you go in a bedroom or whatever. It's like somebody lives there and now you're stepping into that life. It's like the threshold, that you don't normally cross.
Yeah.
But it's a different aspect of, you could bump into somebody at the store or something like that. And that's a very basic interaction with them.
Yes.
Going to their house is different. But I also love to see like buyers going to houses and like they get super excited about, oh, we could do this with this room and like, oh, we have this space over here for the kids or whatever it is.
They start planning it out. They start dreaming it out. Yeah,
exactly. It becomes that dream starts to become a reality when they can start to picture it and feel it in their mind or in their body.
Yeah, that's right. Because I remember, when I walked through a home to buy, when my wife and I were looking, it's an exciting time. Nervous, but exciting. And so you just get to do that all the time. and do you ever walk in, maybe we won't show this question, but do you ever walk in and go, somebody picked that carpet? Like somebody said, that's the carpet I want,
Yeah, carpet, or the worst right now, I think for me is wallpaper. I was like, who decided to put wallpaper in this whole room?
And I know wallpaper is popular, but no, you go, somebody chose that. Like somebody went to the store and they go, oh, that's beautiful. And you go, I don't anyway, sorry if that's you.
There's a really good salesman out there for carpet and wallpaper.
Whoever you are, buddy, please, I want to talk to you.
Yeah, let's get you to a different industry.
So in wanting to get to know Kenny, we know Kenny, the real estate professional. He's amazing. Let's talk about Kenny, the person. We're going to have this Jerry Maguire moment. I'm not going to cry. Tell us a little bit about Kenny. I know you love steak. Is that right?
Yeah, steak. I love steak. I love my daughter. That's, bottom line. It's like as long as we have that. And she loves steak too, actually. So
does she really? My kids are, most of them are big into steak. What's your favorite steak? Favorite cut of steak?
Ribeye, hands down.
Ribeye.
Yes.
Everybody loves the ribeye.
It's because it's the fattest cut of steak and all the flavors in the fat.
Do you, when you say steak, grill your own, go out for steak, or like, no, I'm going to make my own steak?
I'm going to make my own steak for sure. Just like the same way as I could recommend you to plenty of steakhouses or whatever. Like you could go find a good steak.
Of course.
And the only difference, it's kind of like real estate in a sense too, is like any home seller can find an agent. The difference is going to be the quality that you get, right?
The Wagyu.
Exactly.
You are the Wagyu of real estate professionals.
Yes, I'd like to hope so.
And if you don't know what Wagyu is, Wagyu, they massage the cows, like physically massage the cows to get the better meat.
Yes, so, top tier steak. You're not going to find a better one.
Every day this guy's getting massaged in the office. That sounds really weird. Blooper reel only.
Yes. No, but just like with steak, I'm not going to say, let's go to the Golden Corral or Sizzler to go get steak. Why would I do that? I'd rather go, I could make a better steak by going to Walmart.
Yeah.
And cooking it at home.
Actually, Walmart has some good fillets. I'm a fillet guy. And Walmart, they cook up, I know there's probably better, but it's also, a little cheaper, you have more frequently.
Cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
You can find a Walmart in every city.
Absolutely.
So
Costco, good meat too. Good job, Costco.
Yeah. Harmon's gives you more options.
Harmon's is my favorite.
Yeah.
So steak, what else? You have a daughter,
yes.
And anything else special about Kenny? I'm sure there's a lot, but.
Yeah, I enjoy being active. So whether that's like last night, my daughter and I, she had a jujitsu class and then I did. So I've enjoyed, sometimes.
Wait, hang on. You do jujitsu?
Yes.
So hang on. So don't mess with him. Kenny, out of all the things you've answered, you do jujitsu, and was that going to ever make it in, or did I have to squeeze it out of you? So how long have you been doing jujitsu?
Not too long. I do jujitsu because every now and then I need to get my butt kicked.
Yes.
And it's good. It's like, hey, you're doing something physical. It's competing with somebody else in a sense. I don't go and do competition. I'm not really planning on that. But I've done it probably in total maybe for a year, and I've done some other things prior to that. But jiu-jitsu is a fun way to both make like social connections and then like have a little bit of competition, like get better at one thing. So I would like my daughter, to be able to learn how to choke somebody out if she ever needed it or protect herself really. And I want to do the same. But yeah, jiu-jitsu's fun. We can get into more. I definitely like guns, but
jiu-jitsu and guns.
Yeah.
So we should do it. We're going to do an agent training with jiu-jitsu, and we're going to have you demonstrate. Do you do jiu-jitsu with your daughter's age group of people?
No.
You're just like, I kill it. I crush it.
Yeah, I
crush it with the 7-year-olds.
No way. I'm going with, I'll roll with my daughter, and it's like we're at home and just say like, hey, practice this or show me a move that you learned at class today. which is cool. But there's a lot of guys like in their 20s. I've passed that point a while back, but there's a lot of guys in their 20s that are there rolling. And I was rolling with one last night who's like, yeah, my goal is to have my first amateur fight this year.
Wow.
So I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Like, set the date or whatever. He's said he's talked to the coaches about it already, and they're going to get him into one this year. So I'm like, that's cool.
That's fantastic.
I don't have that goal, like somebody that wants to kill me. I don't want to go be in a ring with him, but I am willing to go and like get my butt kicked on the mats. You know,
That's good though.
Yeah, it's good.
You do-
Sometimes every now and then I get lucky and I come out on top, but
I mean, this is alpha male at his best: steak, guns, jujitsu, and daughter.
Yes,
I mean,
all the things, yeah.
I don't think there's anything else to talk about. No, well, I know we're lucky to have you. We love having you here. Kenny brings a lot to the table, and if you're looking for an agent, no, it's really they don't come better. We've got great agents. I love all of our agents, but you hit 100%. You hit 100%, and that's what's great about Kenny. Any final thoughts, advice, sarcastic remarks?
all the sarcastic things. I'm very dry and sarcastic and dry with my humor a lot of times, so people don't know if I'm being sarcastic or not.
See, most people know I'm being sarcastic because I'm loud and sarcastic. So,
yeah. No, it's fun, but I mean, the people that really know me know that I'm looking after them, really.
Mm-hmm.
So that was why, actually, a friend told me yesterday, he's like, we decided to work with you because we trust you and we know that you're going to look after us. And so that's the kind of thing, like, those are the people I'm looking for. It's like, you know, if you can put your trust in me, let me walk you through that process. I'm not here to leave you hanging at the end of the day. I'm still, you know, even though they're looking to close on their house soon, I'm going to be there in a year or 5 years, however long, to have that relationship, whether they're going to do another transaction or whether they just have a question and say like, hey, we just had, you know, it sounded like a pop in our basement, whatever. What do we do?
yeah.
I'm like, oh, perfect. I'm glad you called. So
That's awesome. Well, no, I think that's a great place to stop. I don't know if we could have ended any better. Kenny, you're amazing, really amazing. Kenny the Amazing is, I think, is what I called it. So stay tuned because next time we're going to sit down with Kenny and we're going to talk about the rates. I want everyone to know the difference between, you know, like 6 1/4, 6 1/8, why it's not as big of a deal as most people make it out to be. So with that, thank you, Kenny.
thanks, Mike.
Thank you for being here. All of you, thank you for watching, and until next time.